Hello, everyone. I'm Cher Johnston. Welcome to my happy place. Um, Before I get started, let's just talk about thread colors before I forget, because somebody will ask if I forget. I have DMC floss number 34. I don't know if I'm going to use it. I used it with this one. I think it's a little bit too uh, red-ish. I have 209, I have 210, I have 327, and I think I'm using, let's see, I have 209 in my needle, and I have a milliner's needle. I think this is a milliner's number 1. I also have some green thread. I have 368 and 369 that I used to make this little thing. I think I'll make another one of those and I can show you how I made it. I also have um, Sue Spargo. This is Dazzle, metallic rayon Dazzle. The color is DZ5105. I didn't use that on this one, but I think I want to use this on my next one. I might even put some beads in there. So you will have seen a photograph of what I'm making. And I don't think I'm going to use this in what I'm making, but I tend to uh, see a photograph of something and I dive right in. That's what happened this time. So I dove right in, and then I read the directions, and um, yeah, I I think I made the knots too tight. Anyway, this is about an inch long. This is an inch and a quarter, an inch and an eighth. I don't know if I want it that long. I know that I decided that I want it fatter at the top. I have a half an inch here. Here I have about 7/8 of an inch and about half an inch there. I'm going to make, excuse me, I'm going to make 3 of these. I might only use 2. I mean, I'm going to make 4 actually, because I have one that I made already. I'm going to cut this knot off. Oh, and I have an embroidery hoop. If you're new here, this is new for me because I don't normally use an embroidery hoop. And I have this organza fabric in my embroidery hoop. And I should probably say that what I'm doing is um, 3-dimensional embroidery. So I'm going to start with a 2-wrap French knot. I'm going back in about a millimeter or so away from where I came out. And I'm pulling the knot, not real tight, but it has to be sort of tight. Coming back up a couple millimeters away, you can see here, maybe you can see better on the back how far apart those are. And I'm going to go back over it with more colors. And today, just because I enjoy it, I'm going to just do lots of French knots and jibber jabber to you for a while I do. Um, Let me just tell you really quickly how to do French knot. You're going to point your needle away from the fabric. That's important. And I'm wrapping 2 times. If I did a 1 wrap French knot, those tended to just pull through. And then I pull the knot tight and pull through. Again, 2 wraps. Go back in, not in the same hole, and I want to be, a millimeter or so away, and pull through. That one's it's a little loopy, but it's okay. I want them a little bit loopy. Did I say I have 3 strands of embroidery floss? And a milliner's needle. I know I said that. And it's morning here. Not terribly early in the morning. It's a cool morning here in Southern California. And it's just beautiful. I woke up very early this morning, like 6 in the morning. And I may have to figure out how to, I have sun that comes in right across my space here first thing in the morning. And if I can figure out how to, maybe I could put up I have those blinds, the vertical blinds. There's one missing, and it's right where I need it to be. So I might have to figure out some kind of a curtain or something. If I did that, I think I could post, not post, but I could make videos earlier in the morning. Well, I don't know how much of that last footage you're going to see, because, Okay, I wanted to come back on just to say a couple things. I discovered if I start near the hoop, then when I get to the other side, I don't have as much trouble running into the hoop. Also, when it's this packed, I have to be really careful about where I'm putting these knots, because it's pretty packed in there. And I wanted to do these ones last so that they would show up a little better. Also, yeah. This thread is not the easiest to do these knots. I'm pulling them with this thread, I'm pulling it kind of tight. Because it does seem to loosen a bit. Now let's just find another spot. And I'm definitely going to come in with some beads. I have a book that I'm using, and I'm going to do a book review. And actually, I might post that video before this one. But let me just show you quickly. Cover. Embroidered Country Gardens. Here, let me zoom out for a minute. By Lorna Bateman. Isn't it so pretty? And I'll do a little flip through on my channel, but you can get, let's zoom back in. You can get, I'll do a link also to her Etsy shop, because you can go on Etsy. She has kits. I don't think I saw this kit on Etsy. I'm going to also do a page for my favorite things book using not a design from the book, but she tells you in the book, you know, how to create your own designs and stuff. But I am going to use the arch that's on the cover, covered with, wow, I'm really zoomed in there. Oh God, you guys, I'm sorry. Covered with flowers. All right. I don't know how much you can hear the birds, but I do love to sit here and listen to the birds. It's getting pretty packed in here. And you know, this is easier to do when it's right up under my nose. See the back? I tried once to do, I thought, well, why don't I just put knots on the back too? Yeah, not so much. And I did do a couple of colonial knots on the other one, just because I like those. But I decided not to do that. Maybe I'll try with this thread, some colonial knots. Oh, now I'm going off camera. I zoomed in too much. All right. Let's try a colonial knot. Let's just see how this works. I think that's going to work well with this thread. Oh, yes. Okay, I'll finish this and come back. I don't normally do beads on camera, but I'm not sure that you can even see the beads. I have here, let me just move these a little bit. I have two different sort of colors. One is very matte. One is shiny. These are shiny ones. Maybe I'll just put two at a time. Let's just see. I thought that I would put a few beads in and then cut it off, and realized that I still have another thing to do. I could show you that now, I guess. Well, you can't really see the beads. All right, I'm going to leave this attached because I'm going to use this. Oh, I have one strand of this 327 and a number 10 milliner's needle. But now I'm going to take my DMC floss 368. I'm going to get 3 strands. And a needle. Oh, give me a needle, any kind of needle. Any needle will do. This is an embroidery needle. And let's get the little needle threader. I think I'm going to put one of these things on my needle threader. I put this little thing on there so that I could find it. But could have something pretty on there, huh? Now, what I'm going to do with this, I also wanted to mention that you should not go from one thing to the other. Like, be sure and end off your thread when you're finished working on one. Before you go to the next one, you want them to be completely separate little things. Now, I'm going to stab stitch this because I don't think I could, if I wanted to, do something else. Now, what she showed in the picture, she didn't really give very clear directions. Maybe I should go back and read it again before I say that. But it looked like, no, you know what? She did say to put a rose at the top. I'm not going to do that. I don't want a rose at the top. I want, I'm trying to move. Trying to pull through that little end there. There we go. All right, I'll move this thread out of the way. Okay. Let's do one more up here. Oh. I don't know if that matters, but let's just leave it. All right. I'm going to next, I'll take this off the hoop. Okay. Now, I think I'm ready to cut this off. I have the threads in my hand behind it so that they don't get cut. All right. Now I want to very carefully cut this away without cutting. I have to do this off camera. Okay. I don't know if you can see. You can kind of see a little bit of the fabric there, but I wanted to leave this thread attached because I'm going to use it to attach this. I can show you how to make one of these. I did show this in a different video, but all right. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go through this, and I'm just going through the back. Sorry, I just hit the camera. I'm just sewing this in here. Through the back. Let's go through that knot. And I want to make sure that you can't see the green. Oh, that's so cute. And you know what I think? I think I might want more green leaves at the top, but I'm gonna wait on that. Okay, let's get rid of this now. Carefully, carefully. Let's use the teeny scissors. There we go. All right, now I have my one strand. And the travel to the bottom. This doesn't matter because it's the same. Oh, look at that. What did I do? Oh, it's a starting knot. I'm going to fold that in and ooh, let's go through this side and then through this side. See if we can get it that way. And through this side. This is called a ladder stitch where you go up one side and across and up again. But then at some point you pull it all together like that. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay. I don't know if I have enough knots to cover. Oh yeah, that's gonna work out just fine. Maybe should have made it a little bit wider at the top. The first one I didn't put the cord down the center. But this is going to be fine. Oh, isn't that cute? Oh my gosh. Oh, I just crack myself up sometimes. Now, I think the next time I'm going to make sure that I don't have, see this? That kind of thing. I can probably hide that off camera. I can't do that on camera. But before I cut these off, I want to make sure that I look at the back side. See this knot here? Yeah, I wish I hadn't put that so close to the edge. So before I cut it off, I'll probably take one strand of thread and just tack those in there. And then I might do more knots and make this wider at the top so that it's, oh my gosh. It is cute though, huh? All right. And then, I don't know if you can even see that. I know that organza would singe if I put it near a flame. I'd be afraid the whole thing would go up in flame though. But, all right. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish this off camera. And I'm going to finish the other ones off camera. And come back. Well, now that I have it out of the hoop, I'm looking closely at the back. And I can see that I need to fill in, the edges a lot more than I had with the other one. So I'm going to go through, put in more French knots. I put a lot more in up here at the sides, and I'm looking at the back, and because I know that I have to trim off this part, I'm making sure to not go too close to the edge there. Now, you'll notice also, I am not working in my hoop anymore. Very uncomfortable for me. And I've said this before, if you're new, use a hoop, because I didn't learn with a hoop, and it's just very uncomfortable for me to use a hoop. And now that I want to have a hoop, see, I can kind of see through in the back. I can see through and see some of the places where I need more knots. Like, I got them very, very dense in the center, and I need to make sure that they're, see, also without the hoop, I can kind of form it. But you know what, actually, if I hadn't started in a hoop, I don't know if it would work out, but look at this. See, I want that. You know what? I'm just going to poke down through and cinch that in a little bit, and then put another knot. Okay, I'm going to have to do more on this off camera, because I think now I need to I need more lighter colors along where I just put those more knots in. There's a lot of knots in here, but I really like this a lot. I'm like, I can't quit looking at it and laughing about it. It's really cute. That's not bad for a first one. Actually, that's my second one. This is the first one. And I think the second one is a lot better. Yeah. And the third one's going to be even better. All right, I'll be back. Okay. I have two colors of green, 368, 369. I have one strand of each here and one strand of each there. I'm going to knot them together at the top. And then I want to kind of keep them separate. Let's see. Let's put a separating thing in there, because I want them knotted together at the other side as well. The first get your words right, share. The first twisty thing, this thing that I did, it's too wide. I don't want it that wide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my finger in the middle there. Make sure this is nice and tight. Put my finger in the middle there. I'm going to hold this one in my hand, and then I'm going to just twist. And I'm going to twist and twist and twist and twist and twist. Oh my gosh, how silly. I just figured out that I could do this. It helps if you wet your fingers. But I'm just twisting this. And at first I twisted it the wrong way. And I untwisted everything that I had just done. Alright, then when I do this, very nice. Okay. Now, I'm going to take this end and put it inside there. And hold those two knots together. And then I'm going to just kind of, I don't know if you can see this. I want them to, there we go, twist together into one thing. And I don't know how to describe that. I just did it. And I'm going to put another knot in the end of this. There we go. Now I can cut all this off. Now, I put all of the beads on there. I left my little needle in there. And I wanted to show you something. When I fold it like this, you can kind of fold it over and make sure that you don't have empty spaces. Because that's what happened with the first one, is that I didn't realize I was going to have empty spaces, but I did. And now those are all filled in. And I might want more on that edge. Anyway, but I'm going to take this and I'm going to sew it in here. Sew the knot in. This is so fiddly. I think I sewed the knot in with green thread on the first one. If I use purple thread, I can go all the way through and then go back in, and I don't have to worry about the thread showing. So now I'm gonna cut the fabric off. And this time I'm not sewing on leaves before I stitch it up. I have a different idea. Thought maybe I'd try to show you this again, because this is I don't know, it's kind of strange because you can't really tell where the edge of the fabric really is. And there's not really a clear edge. But I'm just pulling in all the knots. And because I have the same color thread, it really does disappear. I like this so much. Okay, before I close up the top, I want to take this. I want this knot. Sorry. I want this knot hidden. Oh my gosh. I want the knot for this hidden inside there. Okay. Now, sorry. I swear my camera moves. I was FaceTiming once with my little grandson, and his camera would move. Like the camera would focus on him for a while, and then it would move and focus on something else. I wonder if my camera does the same thing. I can't tell, of course. I still have it actually, a washi sticker on my table that told me where to go. I'm liking this so much. So much. All right. Now there's knots up there that are just kind of hanging out, but I don't think they're going to come off. It was a lot easier cutting off um, the extra fabric this time because I took it out of the hoop and I made sure that the edges of the knots were all the threads were What am I trying to say? I'll show you. See how here there's threads near the edge, and there's an empty space there where there's no knots. So what I did basically is you twist it, if you start to kind of fold it, see that? I need to fill in all those spaces with knots and then make sure that there's no threads that go beyond that spot. You see, so that, yeah, hope you get what I'm saying. That's going to be another one that I'm going to do. Okay. I think I have it. I don't know. I don't even know where I I don't even know now where the edge was before. Okay. I think it'll be good. Okay. Now we're going to do a drizzle stitch. So I'm going to take my needle off the thread. I'm going to push the needle back down. In there. Oh, then I'm going to do some cast on stitches. And I'm going to count. And 35. Okay. God. Oh. All right. Now, um, now, oh my gosh. Look at that. How cute is that? Now, all right. I think I'm going to go back in here. Sorry, I keep going off camera. I'm going to go over here. And then I'm going to go through this. and go back in there. Oh, it's not easy to get through all the knots. You have to just kind of wiggle your way through. Oh, yes, look at that. Oh my gosh. Do you see? I think it might need another drizzle stitch at the top. Okay, I'm gonna, oh my gosh. Look at it. How cute is that? And it needs one more on the other side. And then I can put it on my scissors. So I'm gonna finish it and then come back and just show you when it's all done. Well, here it is. I put a little sequin and some green beads on the top of this one. I'm really happy with it. I can't quit giggling. Okay. If you're still with me, please hit the like button and hype the video. Thanks for watching. Bye.